What up, guys? Jason Geiman here with PressureWashHelp.com, king of pressure washing. And tonight, I want to hit on, again, I know I talked about it last week. I'm going to talk about it again this week, about quoting. But not only quoting, I want to hit on marketing also. Quoting and marketing and how both of them can work together. So, I had a phone call today. I had a phone call from one of the guys I met from The Huge, Scott, I believe his name is. And he calls to tell me, and he's like, I actually met him, Scott, at The Huge, and I talked about his business, and he is doing really good in South Georgia, or in the Georgia area. I believe it's like the Dublin area or somewhere like that. And so he calls and tells me, and he's like, hey, I have somebody on here that we were talking to each other, and they know you, Jason. And so I'm like, oh, okay. His name's Thomas. Well, yes, I remember Thomas. I went to Charlotte a few years ago. It's probably been 5 or 6 years ago. And it was in Charlotte. It was the time the riots broke out while we were down there. It was a little touch and go while we were there. It was a UMAC event. And I met Thomas there. Thomas bought a very nice rig, had a super duper nice rig. The rig was, it was $20,000, $20,000, had hot water, electric reels, the whole 9 yards. Might have even been more than that. I don't remember exactly. But he come up to me. He's like, Jason, I watch all your stuff, and it's just like there's nobody got any money around here, and I hear this a lot. This is not something special just to your area. I hear this a lot of areas. There's no money in Florida. There's no money in here. There's only $99 guys. And so Thomas was talking, and he was like, at the time, Jeremy Dent, some of you may know him, he's about an hour away and he's killing it. And somebody's an hour away the other way and he's killing it. But in my town, nobody's making money. And so I was like, okay, that's kind of weird, somebody an hour away that way, an hour away that way, and you're not making no money. And so I talked to Thomas, and he was actually staying pretty close to us, and we went out to dinner, and I took him out to dinner, and we ate dinner, and I've talked with him, and he's actually came up here to buy dogs. He's in dog family big time of breeding puppies and that kind of stuff, and he buys some puppies up here in Milford, Ohio. And so I was like, you can't make no money. Why can't you make money, dude? And so I was like, are you putting out signs? Oh, yeah, putting out signs. How many? Well, he humming around. I'm like, well, so that means you're not putting out signs like you should be. And I'm like, well, what about other things? Are you going Facebook Live? Well, no, I ain't going that either. I'm like, well, what are you quoting these jobs? Well, nobody down here will pay more than $179. $200 is max. You can't make no money down here in Georgia. You just can't make money in Georgia. Well, fast forward to The Huge, when I was at The Huge, and I believe his name's Scott, and I'm going to try to have him on to get all the details. And Scott's telling me how well he is doing down here in Georgia. He was I believe he either worked at Pepsi or Coke. He made it all the way up the line, but he couldn't go no farther. He was stuck. He was making six figures, or not quite six figures, I don't think. And he couldn't go no more because he didn't have a college degree, I believe it was. He didn't have a degree in a certain thing. So he was stuck. He couldn't go no higher at Pepsi or Coke. And he was like either the plant manager, or he was as high as he could go in Pepsi or Coke. And so he was like, I've got to do something different. So he started a pressure washing business. Well, he just started last year, I believe it is. And he has, if I remember right, he's almost either $300,000 or $400,000. And so I'm like, that's pretty good. He's got one or two guys working with him. And so he's making very well money. He's charging, I think he said his average ticket is like $500. He's charging well. He's quoting. He's making money. Well, so when I get this phone call from Scott, the dude that's doing well that I met at the Huge, and then he hands me over to Thomas, I'm like, so there is money in your area. You just didn't know how to market and you didn't know how to quote. And so when that kind of was that light bulb moment of this guy in the exact same area that you were in is not making no money, but the guy that is in the exact same area you're in is killing it. So what is why does one make money and the other one don't make money? And so that's what I'm going to hit on there. So the one that makes money and the one that don't make money. So the one that don't make money, I'm going to hit on that one the hardest because that's where a lot of people are. They're like, oh, you just don't understand. There is no money down here. You can't make money in Florida. There's only $99 guys. You can't make money down here because nobody wants to pay. You can't make money. You think Florida's bad? You ought to come to St. Louis. It's got so much competition that it's just terrible. You can't make no money in St. Louis. And let me see of another town that I've heard of. In North Carolina, there's a dude going around, I believe it's North Carolina or South Carolina, that's only charging $79. There's no way you can make money down here when somebody is only charging $79. Well, I'm going to tell you something. First off, quit worrying about your competition. Because when you're worrying about your competition, you're not worrying about your business. And when you're not worrying about your business is going to fail. And so if you don't want your business to fail, quit worrying about all your competition. Quit worrying about what they charge. Quit worrying about, what they do and don't do. What do you do and don't do? If you're worrying about your competition, that means you're not working on your own business. So make sure that you stay there and work on your business, and your business will grow. And so how do we do that? Well, we do it by quoting, and we do it by getting marketing. So we're going to hit on the marketing first. So with the guy that couldn't get business, I said, so how do you get business? Well, and this is the thing. This is where I go with people. He spent $20,000 on equipment, but would spend this much on marketing. Every time I suggest something, well, Jason, that costs some money. Well, you just spent $20,000 on a freaking rig, and you're not willing to spend $10,000 in marketing to grow a business? I'm sorry, but if you would have been better off to go spend $20,000 in marketing and zero on that rig. Because at least if you fail, you know what didn't work. But right now, only thing you have is a real pretty nice rig that's not going to bring you money. It's not going to bring you money. A pretty rig will not bring you money. I don't care if you pay $10,000, if you pay $20,000, or if you pay $30,000 for a rig. It will not make you money. It won't. I'm sorry, but it's not going to make you money. You know why? Because it's not going to bring jobs in. And how do you get jobs? You get jobs by doing marketing. And the more you do marketing, the more you'll grow your business. I don't care what kind of business you're in. If you do marketing, it will grow your business. It will grow your business. So I told him, go buy you 500 signs. And I want you to put out 50 signs every week. So I want you to put out 200 signs per month. Well, Jason, I don't really want to spend even for 200 signs. Well, Lord help us, because I don't know what to tell you to be able to get marketing coming. Because if you don't get your phone ringing, you're not going to get that pretty rig out there making money. And if that pretty rig ain't out there making money, then it don't matter what you do. And so when we're doing it, we got to make sure that we're getting that phone to ring. And so this was the other thing. I was like, are you going Facebook Live? Are you posting Facebook? Well, Jason, and don't get me wrong. I love Thomas to death. I still talk to him. He sold his rig. He's actually stayed when I was at the firehouse. He came up to get dogs, and he actually spent the night at the firehouse with us. And, I love Thomas to death. But when you sit there and you say, why can't I make no money? Why can't I make no money? Because you're not willing to spend money to make money. And especially if you're not willing to take the time to do Facebook and doing all the things you need to do for that, then you're not going to make money. It's not going to just be magic. You go out there and you put out some money trees, things happen. And you want to know what money trees are? Go to moneybushes.com. It's my affiliate link to where you can get 300 signs for about $350. Instead of pressurewashhelp.com/get signs, go to moneybushes.com. You can get all your marketing stuff. You can get door hangers. You can get all kinds of stuff. And you have to do marketing. You have to spend money. You have to spend money to make money. It's just a guarantee. Or you got to put the time in. So I'm going to give you, for instance, Jason, what do you do? Do you spend money or do you spend time? Well, I'm going to tell you something. I spend a lot of time. I put out 2 videos a week for you guys so you can learn more to grow your business to get to the next level. I go live twice a week. I spend a lot of time. I would love to get to where I could spend more on just ads and stuff like that. But this is what I love to do. I love to talk to you so you can start growing your business, so you can start putting the pieces of puzzle together. That's my goal, is to help you grow your business. Can I do it through ads? Probably. But that's where I want to go. Eventually I don't want to be doing this all the time, but I love doing this to help you grow your business. And so, if you want to help me, you can go to moneybushes.com. It will take you to using marketing. It doesn't cost you a thing, and I appreciate it. It helps me out, helps my channel out, all of those kind of things. You have to work to support that purchase anchored, and so that is what I want you to make sure that you got to do marketing, guys. If you don't do marketing, we don't even have to worry about quoting, because the phone's not going to ring. And then, if the phone's not ringing, it doesn't matter. We got to do marketing. And when I posted this about quoting, I hadn't talked to Thomas yet. And when I talked to Thomas, I was like, we're going to bring this in the ground, because there's a lot of Thomases out there. And I don't want you to be a Thomas. I don't want you to have to sell your $20,000 rig 2 years later because you didn't make no money. That's not what I want. I want you to make money, and I want you to be successful. And how do you become successful? By doing good marketing. Good marketing, money bushes, yard signs, they make money. They're a great way to start out. They're low cost entry, and they can make you lots of money. I just had another guy message me, and he's like, Jason, I can't get my business to grow. Why can't my business grow? I got a website, and I'm paying for all these other things and services, and I got, a CRM and all of this stuff, and none of that stuff matters. A website isn't going to get you business. It takes time for a website to grow your business. It takes a lot of time for a website to grow your business. When you're first starting out, it's going to take a year before that phone's going to start ringing off of a website. Now, your Google My Business, that's a little different story. That's a way different story. But a website ain't going to grow your business. I'm sorry, but a website will not grow your business, especially in the front. And if you got a lot of competition, it's not going to grow it even in the back end. But, he's paying $200 a month, $300 a month, $79 a month. But a website isn't going to grow your business. It will eventually if you start putting marketing and you start doing the things you need to do to make that business grow. But starting out in the beginning, a website ain't going to grow your business. Money signs, money bushes, they'll grow your business. I guarantee they'll grow your business. Unless you're not allowed to stick them out there in the yards, then they won't. But if they are, they will grow your business. They will grow it like no other. So make sure you do marketing. Don't go buy a rig. Don't be putting a rig together and you're not doing marketing. I had another guy ask me, I don't think he's in the States here, and he was like, Jason, he responded to one of my emails, and he's like, Jason, I'm in my car. Is it better for me to buy a pressure washer and some equipment, or is it better for me to do marketing or buy a pickup truck? And that's a tough one. If you can get away with keep making money out of your car, make it out of your car. But if you need a pickup, then go buy a pickup. A pickup ain't gonna make you money, but because if you're already making money out of your car, you don't need a pickup to make more money. So that's some things that you got to look at. So quoting. Here was the second problem why he failed. Jason, you just don't understand. These people down here in Georgia, they ain't got no money. They won't spend no more than $150, $200. Really? Have you asked for more? Because if you haven't asked, they ain't gonna give you no more. And two, if you don't get your phone ringing enough and your close rate sucks, then even if your close rate's at 50% and you don't get your phone to ring on, and you get 0 phone calls a day, 0 of 50 is 0. You're still going to be at 0. You're actually going to be negative because you got all that equipment, your bills coming in for that and everything. So make sure you know how to quote. Make sure you're quoting high enough. Make sure that when you are quoting to be profitable, not just a job. A lot of people out here quote and have a job. And I'm talking to a lot of you on the other side of this screen, and I don't like that. I want you all to be successful. I want you to be profitable. I don't want you to have a job. A job is not what you want. If you want a job, you can go to Chick-fil-A and make $20 an hour. Or you can go to Amazon and make $25 an hour. You can go about anywhere right now and make $20, $25 an hour and not know a thing. Showing up, being a warm body is going to make you that money. So, it's not about having a job. It's about having a business. And when you have a business, that's when it's important. And how to have a successful business is, making sure that you're paying all your bills, you're paying yourself, and then you have profit on top of that. You making money is not profit. You making money, you should be paying yourself for every job you do. And you might say, well, what do you mean? So if you paying yourself as a technician, so you should be making whatever you're going to pay a technician. $20. If you're tight and you're only going to pay them $15, then you should only be making $15 an hour. If you want to have somebody answering the phone, well, if you're going to be tight and only pay that person $10, well, you're going to pay yourself $10 an hour. If you're going to pay them good, then we're going to pay them good. We'll pay that technician $25. But when your technician comes, you better be paying him $25. When you answer the phone and pay somebody to answer the phone, you better be paying them. When you're paying your CPA, when you're paying all these other people that the jobs you are doing, then on top of that, that's when you're going to start making your profit. That's when you're going to start doing the things you need to do. So those are important things to make sure that you are growing your business to be successful, not a job. Who in here, give me a thumbs up if you want a successful business, or put I want a job. Because if you want a job, that's what you're going to get. And so, make sure we are giving our thumbs up so that we are successful and not just a job. And I know it's hard sometimes if you're on a small budget, if you don't have many jobs coming. And right now, it is coming into the winter time. It is coming into the winter months. And Dan, I'm going to answer your questions. I thank you for the super chat. But I'm going to answer your questions that you sent me about a W-2 employee versus a 1099. And so I'm going to hit on that, a W-2 employee versus a 1099. From Dan, thanks for all the knowledge and motivation. My wife sold our first Christmas light installed today. That is awesome for Marky. I believe that's her name. Might have said that wrong. But I'm going to hit on that too next. So that's important of why we need to quote. That's important why we need to quote high and not what we think. I had a conversation with some lady. She's a business owner. She does horses, and it's in the horse industry. And the one lady they're on a Facebook group, and they're losing money every day. And they're like, how much should I raise my prices? Should I only raise it $10? Well, if you're losing money, $10 isn't going to change. If you're going to be losing money, you're still going to be losing money. So we want to make sure that we are making money, we are being profitable. And you know what? You're going to have to go up. And yes, your close rate might come down a little bit, but when you go up and your close rate comes down, and as long as you're at that 40 to 50%, who cares? You're going to do the exact same amount of work and make more money. Or you're going to do the exact same amount of work by lowering your prices and make less money. And what's the purpose of that? Who wants to work and make less money? You got to figure out your worth. You got to figure out how to sell yourself better. You got to figure out and do and sell yourself better, because it is possible. You can do it. I've had several people on here that isn't, a business person. Greg Townsend, he's posting in my Facebook group, and I got people that don't believe him, that he's struggling a little bit. He's got a little burnout going, making $8 to $10 grand a week and got a little burnout going. How do you get over burnout? Making $8 to $10 grand a week. And I got somebody on there saying, well, I did say raise your prices and work less. That's what you do. When you start getting burnt out and you don't want to do it, raise your prices, make more money, and do less. And you're probably still going to be busy. And that's what you're going to figure out. But somebody's like, well, if money isn't a motivator, then what is? Money's not always a motivator. I'm going to tell you something. I know a lot of rich people that aren't happy. And I know a lot of poor people that are happy. Now, money makes things a lot easier. Don't get me wrong. But money ain't going to make you happy. It's just like if you got a wife and think she's going to make you happy, if you're not happy yourself, nobody else is ever going to make you happy. I'll tell you that right now. I'll tell you a little bit about me on the backside of my side. So when I was young and dumb, I was 21. I was 23, and I thought it would be a great idea to get married. Well, that marriage lasted about 2 or 3 years because that my ex-wife at the time, you couldn't do nothing to make this woman happy because she couldn't make herself happy. Now, she had a lot of issues, which most times things happen, that she never met her dad, and so she had dad issues, and which her stepdad was a great person, but she never got to meet her dad. And so we went to counseling and we did all the blah 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 before we got divorced. And, it was like I was trying to make her happy, and there was nothing I could ever do to make her happy. And even the counselor said, you got to do things to make you happy. Money's not going to make you happy. Other people ain't going to make you happy. If you can't make yourself happy, nobody's going to make you happy. And so, that's the thing that we have to look at to grow our business to be successful. We have to find things other than working 80 hours a week to keep us moving on and doing things. And, yes, he does his football with his kids and he's doing all these other things, but there is a time that you will get to that burnout does happen. Burnout does happen, and it happens. It can happen all the time. So, all right. So Dan asked a question. He messaged me. I was actually going to make this about that, but I'm going to go this route. And so his question was, should I 1099 an employee or should I W-2 an employee? So here is the thing about a 1099 versus a W-2 employee. Jason, you make me happy listening to your advice. So a 1099 employee versus a W-2 employee. So for a W-2 employee, technically, you're not supposed to tell them, where to be, any of that kind of stuff. And here's where it really gets down to the nitty gritty. And this is even in Ohio. This is where I learned this from, was in Ohio. I went to a business meeting, and one of the dudes on the board for the for the workers' comp was there. That is, if a person gets hurt on someone's property, they can sue you as the business owner, and they're going to win. And they can sue the homeowner, and it's not covered under the homeowner's insurance because it is a contract between you and that employee, which makes it a contract between you and the homeowner. So that is where it gets sticky of why you really want to do a W-2 employee and have workers' comp, because you don't really need workers' comp if he's a W-2 or a 1099 employee. Now, that is why we kind of, especially during Christmas lights and stuff of installing that kind of stuff, is if somebody falls off the roof and it's a 1099 employee, you could lose a lot of assets. Now, if you don't have a lot of assets, that's a different story. But, it is one of those things of the 1099 versus the W-2. Government is getting after the 1099 over the W-2 employees. And that is another thing. The state's can get on you. There's different things that can happen with that 1099. Because if we're doing a 1099, the state's not getting their money. They're not getting payroll tax. They're not getting, you're not paying workers' comp, which you're making money off of. And so that's why a lot of your states are going to be doing that. I just started my soft washing business. I enjoy your videos. Awesome. But, this is some things that, it is tough. You are at least in Ohio. You can go through the state. It's through how much it's going to be about. Usually workers' comp's about 20 to 30% of whatever you're paying them. Is what you're going to pay in workers' comp per check or whatnot. And so this is why we have to charge the $8 a foot. This is why we have to charge $8 to $10 a foot on Christmas lights. Or, this is why we got to have a minimum of $300 on pressure washing, because everything costs. And when everything costs, everybody wants a piece of the pie. The more money you make and the more employees you get, everybody wants a piece of the pie. That's why I always say, if you want to be the most profitable, it's you by yourself. That's where you will be the most profitable. You can be by yourself, have high paying prices, and be the most profitable. When we start bringing employees in, and I agree on, now, if you want to grow, you got to bring in employees in and grow as a team. And when you do that, you will get a lot bigger, and you're not everybody. And the biggest thing with growing instead of being, one-man band, when you grow as a team, if you get hit by a bus, now you still have money coming in because your team can still do the job and make things happen. But if you get hit by a bus and you're a one-man band, you are a no businessman at that point, because you're dead and the whole business is dead. And now the thing that's supporting your family is dead. And so you have to remember that when we're looking at things. And so, yes, it does cost more money to grow our business, but in the end, it is definitely something that, if you're ever looking to sell your business, you got to grow it. A one-man band selling that business is worth nothing. It's worth the equipment, and that's about it. Where if you have a business and you're growing it and it's running on its own, now it's worth something. So those are some things that we got to look at to make sure that we're keeping our business growing and being successful. All right, so tomorrow, I don't know if I got any landscaper guys in here or not. Tomorrow, I will be at the Kentucky State Park. The Kentucky State Fairgrounds. It is where the GIE is, I believe it is. It's the National Landscaping Company or Landscaping Convention. It's a huge showroom. There's probably 500 vendors there, so it's a very big place. And so I will be down there tomorrow. If anybody is in that area or going to be there, look for Big Tall Redhead and you will find me somewhere. I'm sure I'll have a red Christmas light shirt on. And then reason why I'm doing that, because I want to go see how big it is. They say there's over 20,000 people that go in and out of that show. So I'll probably set up a booth next year. 1099 has too many gray areas and loopholes. My business was big enough to where I need a full-time tech. He would be a W-2 employee. It does, and when you do a 1099, you're really screwing that dude, because if he's not putting money away, if he's not setting money aside, then he goes to file his taxes and he's got to pay 30-40%. You're screwing him. 114 5-star reviews. I became paralyzed 2 years ago out of nowhere. Praise God, I had a guy working for me, or I might have been screwed. And that's true, man. That's why it can be hard. You never know what's going to happen. Not long after the company went under. I don't know what the rest of that is. Is Angie Leads a good marketing tool? Not really. It's the same as Home Advisors. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm just saying you got to be on top of it. You have to really, you got to reject the leads that they send you that aren't leads. And so there is a lot of work. And when you answer you have to answer the phone on those, and you have to book them right then and there. Otherwise, you're going to not get that job. Had a guy work with the fall off a ladder, and he sued the crap out of the company because we were all 1099 employees. Yeah, and that's the thing. You will be out of business. Not long after that, the company went under. Yeah, so this is why you don't go 1099. Guy fell off a ladder, went out of business. That's why you don't do 1099. Money problems, yep, I got those, different than what I used to. And that's the thing, I just went to the CPA the other day. When you do start making money, and Jason's been texting me, some of his problems of having, money coming in, and what do we got to do to make sure that we don't pay a bunch of taxes, or, that we're moving, there's things that you have to do as a business owner that's smart, and that we can keep growing our business. Jason, they are not employees. You are right, they're not employees, because actually they're their own business if you're 1099 in them. Hello everyone, but late here. Interesting. W-2 sounds like the way to go. Absolutely, 100%. I will also be filling out the BWC. We have large commercial jobs for pressure washing and need to see. And that's the other thing. If you have large commercial jobs, DJ just lost a job, $3,000 job, because he didn't have workers' comp. And so he's a business owner by himself, but they didn't even care. They said, if you don't have workers' comp, we're not even going to look at you. Plus this $600 or $10,000 bank account reporting, not sure how people will be able to do that. Actually, and that's what I was telling my wife. I had a guy that was making pretty good money. I mean, he was at the firehouse, and he was probably hitting $150,000 to $200,000 a year, and it was pretty much all going straight to his bank account. Those are the people that are really wanting to hit on. Obviously, they want to hit on everybody else too, and they're really going after the small businesses is who they're going after. I just started my soft wash business. I enjoy your videos. Government is getting on there. Jason, You make me happy listening to your advice. I just try to make you all successful, guys. That's all I want. I want you all to be successful. That's what I want. That'd be good. I definitely want to learn all the high-end paint correction and ceramic coating. I also have a 3-bay garage. I just want to live comfortably and retire one day. Working for myself is definitely a motivator. You don't ever tell them what you really make. You try not to. Sometimes when the money coming in and out of the bank, there ain't a whole lot you can do about it. If I can do it, being 44 years old and disabled, washing houses, climbing ladders, getting on roofs, and doing commercial work, I know damn well someone else can do it. Yeah, I didn't say they can. I just know that some of them, it's hard to find people to do it. It's a problem. With the least amount of skills, equipment, and that involved. I love what I do. I love washing. Never get tired of it. Let's see. 1099 has too many gray areas. It is a big show. The GIE, all landscaping and hardscaping people are there. I heard that there's over 20,000 people that go through that show that come to it. So over 20,000 people. Think about that. 20,000 people in one place. Thanks, Jason. I appreciate the support and the motivation. Angie, yeah, this is the thing I want to hit on. Angie Lee calls us twice a week. I tell them I'm not interested. You know how much they pester the crap out of you? That's what you need to be doing to your customer. You need to be calling them. You need to be following up. Because you know what happened? You know why they follow up so much? Because they know people will buy. They know people will buy if you follow up enough, as much as Angie's List does. That's why they do it. If they knew the numbers wasn't there, they wouldn't be following up twice a week, every week, week after week after week after week after week. Because they know that if they follow up enough, they'll get yeses. And it's the same way with you following up with your customers. If you follow up enough, you will get yeses. Now, you're going to get some slamming phone down, but you're also going to get yeses. And that's the whole goal. We have about 200 signs in our country, and they freaking work. House washing, gutter cleaning, and Christmas light signs. Them are called money bushes. Money bushes work amazing. You can go to moneybush.com and buy yard signs or any other marketing stuff that you might want. Pressure wash house, where are you located at? For window cleaning, are Boar's brushes the best? I'll be complete honest, Jacob. I have no idea. I used the, I don't even remember what they're called, that I liked, but I didn't go crazy on them because you can spend $1,000 on a freaking brush. I bought the $200 or $300 brush, so when they lost them, it wasn't no big deal. It was only $200 or $300, not $500, $800. Gallons per minute or PSI, Jason, which is better? PSI means nothing. Gallons per minute. A 4 gallon a minute, you want at least a 4 gallon a minute machine. You can do a 6 or a 5.5 gallon minute machine at 3,000 PSI. The more gallon per minute, the faster you're going to get done. So a 4 gallon a minute machine is going to take you roughly probably about an hour and a half. It's going to take you an hour and a half to do the roof or to do the house. A 5.5 is going to probably knock off about 15-20 minutes. And then a 8 gallon, you can do it in about, I was doing houses, 2,500 square foot house, 2-story, in about 45 minutes, in and out, gone. That's the time I got home to the time I left. Oh, Luke has been killing it, guys. This is what happens when you follow the process and you keep doing the things you need to do. He's in my membership. He's posting lives all the time. He posted a little bitty house that's probably 10,000 square feet or bigger. And so gotten booked out 2 weeks on washing and windows. And the beautiful thing about that, Luke, is that means you can start raising those prices, getting your prices up. That's the beautiful thing about getting booked out. 2-3 weeks for about a month now. My marketing sucks. Word of mouth great, works great, but I stall on new leads. I've got to do better. Yeah, you got to follow up, dude, and you got to keep marketing. If word of mouth works, are you doing Facebook? Are you doing your Facebook Lives, LinkedIn? Are you making sure that's getting done? That's the most important thing, guys, is to do marketing. And even up here with Luke, just because you're 2 weeks out, don't mean you quit marketing. You got to keep marketing. You got to market. You got to do marketing even if you're a month out. When you're slammed and you're a month out and the phone's ringing off the hook, keep putting money into marketing, guys. Don't stop. Because when you stop, it's going to die down on you. And then you got to try to start it back up again and get into those routines. And that's why a lot of times I try to get you into routines, with the 25 steps to the perfect house wash. The reason why I teach that here is because I know that if I teach you to do these steps, you'll keep doing them. And when we do these steps and we keep doing them and we get in a habit and we keep doing them, it's going to keep going. And it's the same way with marketing. We have to get in a habit of doing marketing and keep it going. And, yes, we can pay other people to do marketing. Yes, we can pay people to do Google Ads. Yes, we can pay that. But don't always put all your eggs in one basket. If you put all your eggs in one basket and you get a hole in that basket, Google Ad does something stupid and you get it shut down. Or your Google My Business was doing really amazing, and I had Walt, Google just shut it down. He had 35, 40 reviews, and it just got shut down, cut the legs off of it. Luckily he got it back up, but you got to make sure that we don't put all our eggs in one basket. Otherwise, if the basket gets a hole in it, you got to figure out other ways to do marketing. And that's why I don't teach just one way to do marketing. Yes, I teach to find out, find one thing that you're good at and get really good at it and then start diversifying. Because if we keep just doing that one thing and we never diversify, it's going to get bad on you. It's going to get bad on you. I'm just going to tell you, it will fail because something will happen and there will be a hole in your basket and you won't be doing well after that. Jason, what do you think about the Profit book first? I think you should read it. I do it myself. I do it in my own business because I want you all making profit. I don't want you not making profit. I think it is almost a wash ATM. GPM is what you want. PSI can damage. Yeah, when we're washing a house, we're washing it with 80 PSI, 100 PSI. That's all we're using. We're not using no pressure at all. The only time we need pressure is with the surface cleaner, and we only need about 12 to 1500 PSI to run it. What you hear from companies about having employees and high wages to even get them even to walk through the door. And that's why we got to charge. That's why we have to raise our prices even more because, to get good employees, we can't pay them $10 or $15 an hour and think they're going to stick around because they're not. I'm sorry, they're not going to stick around at 10 or 15 bucks an hour when you can go to McDonald's and make $18 an hour. So that's why we got to keep raising our prices so we can keep paying our employees. And here's the stupid part about it. We raise our prices and we raise our pay for our guys. Guess what? That raises our payroll tax. That raises our insurance, so that's more money coming out of us. So we have to keep raising our prices so that we can keep up and we can have a successful business versus a business that is going to fail. I love washing houses. 4,200 times 4 is 16,800. 3,000 times 5 is 1,500 cleaning units. I'll probably roll with the BE 5-gallon a minute skid. I got a skid for you right here. It's an 8-gallon a minute, $12,000. Soft wash system, the whole 9 yards. Come and pick it up in my house. It's actually got, I always get this messed up. It's got a hose reel right here with 200 feet of a 1/2-inch hose, and up here it has a 12-volt box right there in the very front of it. It's not all the way done, but it's sitting on it at least. It's sitting in my garage right now. So if you want a beautiful rig, 8-gallon a minute, 200 feet or 150 feet of pressure wash hose, 150 feet of garden hose, 50-gallon water tank, 50-gallon soap tank, $12,000. You come and pick this bad boy up. If you buy it, I might even take it to you. I'll bring it to you if you're not too far away for whatever the cost it is to drive it there for gas. Just tell Angie's List you're on a felon. They stop calling you. What up, Gene? First live. Have watched a ton of your content. Huge help. Thank you. Keep it up. Robert is trying to cause doubt. Big Rob. I'm on the west side of Cleveland, Ohio. We had a class up there last year. Jason. I finally closed 2 jobs a day, Christmas lights, but not $8, only $6 a foot. Hey, it's a start. It's a start. That's why I tell people to do $6 to $10 a foot. We're still early. We're still early for new installers. We're still early for you guys to trying to get work. As soon as November hits, your phone will, as long as you got them money trees out, you get them money trees out. The money bushes out, not money trees, money bushes out, and then that phone will start ringing come November 1st. Absolutely, never stop selling and marketing. If I sign up for your Google Ads, will it be worth it considering the time of year I'm in North Carolina? You're down there in North Carolina, obviously. You don't slow down all the way, so it depends on if you do gutter cleaning and stuff like that, or if you're going to do Christmas lights. Hey, Jason, it's a good idea to put yard signs in areas where there's about 2 or 3 other signs already there. Is it a good idea? I mean, you can. It don't really matter at that point. I have. Usually they all put them there after mine. Getting a lot of referrals now. Keep cranking regular marketing. If phone keeps ringing and I keep booking out, price will keep going up. Yeah, this is the guy that a couple weeks ago or 2 weeks ago was complaining because he was only 1 day booked out. So if you keep doing it, you keep doing the process, you keep flipping rocks, you keep putting the signs out, you keep doing the Facebook Lives, you keep posting in LinkedIn, it will come, guys. It will come. I guarantee you it will come. What is the E-Myth book? Should I purchase it? There are several versions. Yes, it is a great book. You want the E-Myth Revisited is the book you want. That's the one that you want. E-Myth Revisited, I believe. Let me double check. Now I'm double checking myself here, but I believe it's the ebook Revisited is the newest one. It's this one right there. I'll bring it up here so you can see it. It's that one right here. Uh-oh. I hope you all can still hear me. It's this one right here, right where my head is actually, right there. This one right here, the E-Myth Revisited. Bam. Here, let me zoom in here. That book right there, and it is a very good book to read. It is a very good book. Very good book. Keep Rads running even on the off season. Always keep posting updates. This will let others know you're still in business, or they may think you're closed and hire someone else. Yeah, I definitely keep posting 100%. Ads, if you're like us, I usually didn't run the ads during the wintertime. With these gas prices, definitely need to raise prices. I've raised prices twice this year because of gas. And just, you got to. A lot of times we're afraid to raise prices because we're like, well, I would never pay that. But you're not your customer. Just say it out loud. I am not my customer. Big Rob, most books are free audio on YouTube. And that is true. You can find a lot of books on YouTube. Even the books I post up here, you can go to YouTube and find them for free. First year firefighter, $16.50 an hour. McDonald's dry guy, $16 an hour. Something is wrong. One runs into a building and one walks into a building and flips hamburgers. The other one walks in there and flips hamburgers sometimes too. So what's the difference? Oh, that's right. You got to deal with crazy people. And political crap. I almost gave up. Company I used to work for called me for a supervisor position. I did go and talk with them, but ended up turning it down because I got depressed about throwing it all away. E-Myth is a good book about entrepreneurship. Great read. Read it if you can. My eggs in the basket is my Facebook page and groups, and having problems with them right now. And that's the thing. A lot of people I know put a lot of their eggs in their basket of Facebook. And I've known people that you might post something that, you wasn't thinking about posting, or you didn't think about that it was going to be political, and Facebook comes and shuts you down. I've seen it happen. Many times. House washing starting at $2.99 now, and that's awesome. And your daily rate needs to be $2,000 a day. That way you're being profitable. Move it up to $3,000. The more work you get, right now, the guy I've been talking about, and I've shown a bunch of you, Benjamin Gregory, is going to do probably $250,000 within 6 weeks period. Just think about that. And here's the thing, guys. It ain't like he's been in business 10 years. He's been in business like 4 or 5 years. And he's going to do $200,000 to $250,000 in about a 6 to 8 week period. 6 week period. And how did he do it? He's just, and he's got work coming in. He's booked out to December 5th. And you can't always work around here in December 5th. Sometimes you can, but usually it's very rarely that's happened. What else except Christmas lights during winter? Well, if you are in the north, you can do snow plowing if it snows. That's about a 30% chance usually. Gutter cleaning, another thing you can do. Well, gutter cleaning is something you can do right before winter. Is dry, and another thing you can do in winter is dryer vent cleaning. Dryer vent cleaning is another thing. $2,000 to $3,000 a day. I can dig that. Thanks for the super chat from Pressure Washing. Everyone send Jason a super chat. He's already paid you. I didn't say that. If you want to, go join pressurewashhelp.com/free. We're usually averaging $1,000 to $2,000 a day detailing. But you're working hard, dude. Detailing's hard work. Soft washing is pretty simple. It's a lot easier than detailing. Detailing, you're like trying to get in all them cracks and crevices and bending all different crazy ways and all that kind of stuff. I just raised my prices for seats to 17 cents a square foot. Yeah, that's pretty cheap for concrete. But yeah, I know that's hard work, dude. That's why I usually take it up to the express dude up at our car wash. They have an express one that they like. I mean, they pretty much do all the the interior and clean the dash and vacuum it out and wipe all the floors down. And it's like $50, and 30 minutes later it's done. Because if I try to do it, I can't walk for another 3 days. Yesterday, a couple of nights ago, we had a big tree fall down, and it was in bad shape. It was kind of crazy. It was thick. It was up about 20 feet up in the air, and it was just ready to, where it broke off, went into another tree. And so I called DJ over because he's kind of my partner in crime. And we had to try to pull it out. My Jeep wouldn't pull it out. And my fence is right next door to it. And I was trying not to tear it up. And we finally got it down. But it is definitely something that we had to be careful on, that we didn't kill ourselves on. Let's see, here it is right here. This was the Widowmaker, as we called it right here. But you can see this, it was up about, like I say, it was up pretty far up in the air. This was about where it broke there was about 15 feet up in the air. And it wasn't very pretty. It was a little dangerous. I'll show you something else here if I can get back to where my photos are. Here's a house we did the other day. DJ went and got some drone footage of it with some Christmas lights, some money-making stuff. We did the lights on the roof and the lights around his house. So looks pretty cool. He got some better night shots here too. But yeah, Christmas lights, very profitable. If you would have paid this job out, this was his own house, obviously, so he didn't pay it out. But you're looking at this would be about a $2,500 job right here. Would take about 2 to 3 hours to install and have about $400 worth, $400 or $500 worth of material. So Christmas lights is definitely profitable. This is the night view of it. This is what we call gingerbread with the ground stakes out here in the front and then the columns there. So I just want to show you that you can make money doing Christmas lights. If anybody is thinking about doing them, they're a lot of fun and they make good money. So just think about that. If you want to learn how to do Christmas lights, if you go to pressurewashhelp.com/free, you get 30 days free, and there is a Christmas light course in there. So that is in there. That's why I want to switch to pressure washing. My favorite J quote of all time is, "Don't be a person that sucks." I love it. And it's true. Well, that's awesome, dude. Sold 2 Christmas light days totaling $3,300. Just remember, guys, you don't have to be nothing special. You don't have to be nothing special. You can grow a business. You can grow a business and be successful. It can happen. I love it. I hope you hit 100,000 in Christmas lights. H2O on home improvement. Hunter's going to do more than that. Hunter's going to kill it. Hunter did $150,000 the very first full-time year in pressure washing. So that's amazing. That's a high five. High five. Amazing. He came to the in-person training for Christmas lights and just sold $3,300 today totaling. Does the homeowner own the lights, or you store them for the client? The homeowner does not own the lights. They're my lights, and we provide a service of Christmas lights. And so in that service, we help you design it. We bring the lights. We install the lights. If the lights go bad or undone, or if the lights go bad, we fix them, and then we come and take them down. And then we charge you just as much as we did this year, next year. It's pretty amazing. When and where is the next in-person training? The next one is going to be February 12th. February 12th. It is going to be in Orlando with Bobby Walker. Bobby Walker will be teaching about marketing, answering the phone, how to run a business, how he's getting to $1 million. I don't know if he's going to do it this year or not. I think he's going to get close if he doesn't. And so he will have a half a day. I'll have 1 day of pressure washing and then half a day of marketing, and then he will come in for that. Keep speaking it. You're right. You know, when you speak things in exist, and when you speak it, it comes true a lot of times. So that is definitely true. How much you charge to set up Google ads and run a Google website? I set up Google Ads. It's like $800, but I don't run a website. So while we're talking about it, how do you set them at ease when they ask if you give a discount for year two? So I did give a discount for year two. I've seen a lot of people in the group saying they wish they didn't. And so what I would do maybe is say, what I did, and I actually gave a discount on year one too. If they signed a 3-year agreement, I'll give them 10% off every year. So even if I'm charging $8 a foot, it does knock off 80 cents. So I'll be down to 720. But out of the 100 contracts, the 100 agreements I had, I got everyone back. Usually it was only maybe one or two that I didn't get back. So and the thing that I like too is when I went to sell my business, because I had those contracts, it made my business worth a lot more, because we had over $100,000 in contracts for Christmas lights. So, if you're going to do the next year, I would do 10%. I probably wouldn't do 15. I'd keep it at 10%. And that way, like I say, and we gave it every year. That was a discount. If you signed up for 3 years, we'll give it to you every year. And you'd be surprised how many people sign up for it every year. And that doesn't mean that you can't sell more next year. It's just that's where it is. So, but all right, go check out pressurewashhelp.com/free. Get 30 days free in the membership, in the community. I do Marketing Monday every Monday, which that gets you in there, where we talk about marketing and growing your business. And then this Sunday night will be a Zoom call at 7 on Sunday for people that have any questions about pressure washing, any questions that you want to ask. And usually there's 15 to 20 people in there, and everybody kind of gives their opinion, and that way we can make sure that you are getting your questions answered. So definitely check that out, pressurewashhelp.com/free. That's how I bring you all this awesome material. Also, if you are at GIE, come up and you see me tomorrow. I don't know if anybody will, but say hi and I'll talk with you, because I talk with anybody. So hope you all have a great night and a great weekend, and I'll see you on Sunday.